Albert and Edward rushed into the Barrow Inverness station sheds. Albert saw Joshua happy, and the Furness Railway manager there. He knew this was not good, and so did Edward when he rushed in. "Edward, what are you doing on my railway?" said the Furness Railway manager. "I'm sorry, sir." "Sorry will no longer cut it, Edward. You have to prove yourself that you can be useful by the end of the week, or I'm scrapping you." "But, sir..." "You became a runaway today, and I cannot have that always happening on my railway, Edward. And you seem to always bring crashes, or bad luck, or negative things, or bad model for younger engines." "But sir, so I'm only been about a couple weeks old. I'm still new." "Well, Edward, you will be scrapped if you do not keep up the work and prove yourself you can be useful by the end of the week." "Yes, sir," said Edward nervously. "Albert, since you know the most about this railway out of every engine, you shall teach Edward." "Yes, sir," said Albert. "And Joshua?" "Yes, sir. Thank you for telling me about all these events." And the Furness Railway manager walked away. "You told the manager about these events?" shouted Albert. "Well, Edward is not suitable for this railway." "Not suitable? I'm still new." "New doesn't always mean you're finding a place, Edward. So you're going to be outdated in a couple of years anyway, just like me. You're the future technology compared to me. But you know more." "I may know more, but you're a better engine." "Will you two stop the fighting?" "Look, even if you did have that crash, don't mention that. I'm not okay with you mentioning my failures when I can improve on them. You did not get a chance to improve on your actions after that crash because the manager thought you were too unsuitable to improve." "What?" "So he just put you on goods work and left it for me to pull the express when I was fully completed." "Huh?" "Don't listen to him, Joshua. He's trying to mess you up." "Well, at least I was able to pull my first express train mostly without issue." "What do you mean mostly?" "That express crash was my first express train." "Oh dear. But at least I went further without crashing." "Will you stop trying to show off, Joshua? Will you both stop trying to show off?" "Sorry, Albert. Edward, we have a rather busy day ahead of us. I'm weak, so we need to get you to learn." "Yes, Albert. Sorry, Albert. And for you, Joshua, you shall stop with these actions. The Furness Railway manager will find out about them soon enough. Besides, how did you know them?" "Well, I actually don't know. Say it." "I hear passengers talking about what's happened when they come off a train at a station." "So that's how you know the events, and you immediately go to find the manager to tell him, don't you?" "Yes." Phew. Anyway, let's get some shut-eye. We need rest. Especially you, Edward." "Yes, Albert." Now that you are both here, Albert and Edward, I'd like you, Albert, to teach Edward how to shunt properly. Then teach him how to pull goods trains, and then teach him how to properly pull an express train, and pull the local passenger train. Alright, sir, I think I can do that. So, whose train's first, sir? Said Edward. He was stern to make an impression, and now get a good reputation. Joshua's train shall be first. He's been shunting his own trains ever since he's came to this railway, and I think he deserves a little bit of a break for how hard he's been working recently. Why, Joshua? He's always in a bad mood when I come into his sight. Edward. You don't refuse. Ah, fine, sir, said Edward. That's good. And the manager walks away. Alright, Edward. You see the trucks behind you? Yes. Well, what you want to do is come up slowly to them. Like I said, slowly, carefully, calmly. Let the workmen couple up, and then you can put them into line. And if they misbehave, then give them a bump. Alright, said Edward. Edward's too quickly coupled up. Oh dear, said Edward. Here caused the derailment. Don't worry, I had the same thing happen on my first day of shunting, Edward. It's perfectly normal. Alright, said Edward. Soon, the mess was cleaned up and Albert set the trucks up into openings for Edward to try and shunt. Alright, Edward, go slowly. Like this, said Edward. Yes, now buffle up slowly and carefully and let the workman couple you up. So Edward did just that. He then repeated it all the way down the train. He went slowly, coupled up, went slowly, coupled up, all the way until he reached the brake van. Now, if this was your train, you could go onto the line and take it, but since this is a different engine's train, you need to go over to Barrow. Luckily this yard's just been behind it, so now you just have to go and give Joshua his trucks. Alright, said Edward. Seems easy enough. And Edward carefully puffed out the yard. Then Edward exited the yard and brought Joshua his goods. Thank you, Edward, for bringing me my goods. Seems you're doing quite well. Well, I would much rather be in my shed right now than talking to you, said Edward. He uncoupled and rushed away, back to the yard. Then Joshua coupled up to the trucks and steamed away with them. By the end of the week, Albert had taught everything Edward needed to know. Now, of course, knowing does not mean knowing how to do things, but he did know how to do things, but he was still rather reckless with some of his jobs. However, Edward does struggle, mainly with trucks, and he is still a bit reckless, but the manager was much more happier with Edward's performance, and he was happy to let him stay. One day, Albert was coming into Barrow in Furness to go and teach Edward some more about pulling the express. When his driver and fireman had left his cab to go and get their morning tea, but they forgot to turn on Albert's brake, and this caused trouble. So what's today's lesson, Albert? Said Edward. Today I'll be teaching you how to improve your... But before Albert could finish, Albert began to move. Ah, help me, Edward. I'm moving. I'm a runaway. I don't have a driver and fireman. Luckily, locomotives start off slow, and this was lucky for Albert. Edward raced after Albert. Edward came by the signal box, whistling at the signalman to tell him to change the points. Edward got ahead of Albert, and the points changed just as Edward crossed them. "Edward, what are you doing?" said Albert. "Oh, I'm gonna trust you on this." Edward began to brake, and Albert slammed into Edward's tender. Edward braked as hard as he could and brought the train to a stop. Oh, did I do it? Did I save you?" "Quite, yes you did. 3 cheers for Edward," said Albert. The passengers, Albert, and Edward's driving fireman cheered Edward. He didn't feel alone anymore. Before long, Edward knew almost as much about the railway as Albert. And, well, of course, he did learn from Albert, who was the most skilled engine on the Furness Railway. A couple days after Albert's runaway, Edward was taking a goods train. He was pulling it through the countryside and was very happy with it. Edward passed the station right before the hill that he became a runaway on. Then he reached the hill. "Oh, I do hope I don't become a runaway again," said Edward. As he went up the hill, he heard someone crying for help. That's odd. I wonder who's there." He looked to the side when he came up the hill, and noticed a very familiar truck arrangement, and then a familiar engine. "Don't laugh," said Joshua. Edward couldn't help but laugh. "So, the almighty grand goods engine of the Furness Railway has finally came to a standstill," laughed Edward. "This is not funny. I burst my safety valve while working too hard." "Oh well, if you don't want any help," said Edward. "No, I do need help," said Joshua. "All right, I'll go and shunt you then." And Edward went back to the bottom of the hill. A set of points was switched for him, and he then went up onto Joshua's line. Edward buffered up to the back of Joshua's train. He had to pull his own train and push Joshua's train. "You ready, Joshua?" said Edward. "Do you think I'm ready?" "No!" "Where are you taking this train to?" "Oh, please hurry up." "Lancaster." "Well, I need to make a stop at Kent's Bank, so yes." Uh-oh. "Get ready for the ride of your life." Just then, Edward began to push Joshua and pull his train. This was the most work he had ever had to do. "You enjoying the ride?" said Edward. "No, I'm not," said Joshua. "This is scary." Edward made his stop at Lancaster, at Kent's Bank, and eventually arrived at Lancaster. Then, once Joshua went to the works, he was given a replacement safety valve temporarily, and he came back to the shed. There you go, Joshua. Does that deserve some forgiveness from what you've said to me? I think it does, Joshua. No, it most certainly does not, said Joshua. It was just a save. Albert or any engine could have done that. Just then, the 3 engines started to complain. Calm down, said Victoria. Please, calm down, said Helena. Just then, the furnace railway manager walked up. Quiet, he shouted and ordered. The engines looked, and the furnace railway manager. Edward, over the past couple of weeks, you've been significantly improving your reputation and your model for younger engines, and I'm very proud of you. As of this, there is a new railway being built on Sodor, and they need engines. I'm sending you over there. Well, thank you, sir, said Edward. He was delighted. And as for you, Joshua, said the furnace railway manager, do you know why I've not built an entire class of you? Yes, sir. That first express crash. Well, after today, proving that you are not suitable for the goods trains or the express, I'm sending you to the scrapyard. What? Said Joshua. But you can't do this. Well, technology advances, said the furnace railway controller. You shall be scrapped tomorrow, and Edward will go to his new railway tomorrow as well. Good evening, said the furnace railway manager. I'm so sorry, said Edward. It's not your fault, said Joshua. Well, it's nice knowing you, Joshua, said Albert. But Edward, don't think I've forgiven you still. I haven't, said Edward. Oh, I suppose it's time to get some sleep then, said Albert. Yes, said Joshua. And they uncomfortably went to sleep. But as James's and Edward's drivers and firemen was leaving them, Edward whispered to them, "Psst, drivers, firemen." What is it? They asked. I got a plan. And Edward told them the plan. We are to do it tomorrow morning, but make sure you're here very early. That way we don't get noticed. Alright, said the drivers and firemen, and they walked away for the night. Edward happily went to sleep, knowing what he was going to do. Soon morning arrived, and when Edward woke up, his driver and fireman were already in his cab with his fire lit, with Joshua's driver and fireman in Joshua's cab. Right, time to put the plan into action, said Edward. Edward bumped into Joshua. Ow, what are you? Shh! I'm getting you away from the scrapyard. You're coming with me. But I don't deserve it. Yes, you do. Now come on, before anyone else wakes up. And so, Edward rushed out the sheds with Joshua, getting him over to Sodor. It should be the next junction to Sodor. Then we'll be on Sodor, said Edward, his wheels whirred with Joshua following. Edward was determined to get Joshua away from scrap. They turned onto the lane that led to Sodor. Just then Albert woke up. Good morning, everyone, he said, and he whistled, but made himself jump. Oh, there's no one there. Oh no, said Albert. Sounds the alarm. The furnace railway manager came as soon as he could. So where are Edward and Joshua? They aren't supposed to be gone for another couple hours. I don't know. Soon the two engines had arrived on Sodor. This is Sodor? And I thought the Furnace Railway was beautiful. Look at this! It's amazing! Not just amazing, beautiful! And not just as beautiful as the Furnace Railway, but even more beautiful. Oh, hello, said a voice. Who's there? Said Edward. You must be the new engine. Who's that? Oh, sorry, engines. I was told only one engine would be bought. Oh, which one was bought and which one came as an uninvited visitor? Oh, hello, I'm Edward, the engine that was bought, and this is Joshua, the engine that I saved from scrap. I hope it's alright for him to come here. You look like a very strange engine. Very weird, at least we're both red. I know I look strange. I'm a coffee pot engine. Say, who are you? My name is Glyn. Nice to meet you, Glyn. Welcome to the Tidmouth, Knapford and Elsbridge Light Railway. So which classes are you? I'm a prototype K2 class. And I'm a Furnace Railway Class 28. Unfortunately, I don't have any brothers or sisters because of my first crash. It was rather nasty. Oh well, you'll always have a family on the Tidmouth, Knapford and Elsbridge Light Railway. Thank you. But my story for this does not end here. I have a couple things to mention. So, my story ended up ending with me getting put in a siding after a number of crashes. But you may be but if you were watching closely to this run of episodes, you will notice that Joshua is actually the red engine from the Railway series. Yes, the same red engine that tried to push Henry out the tunnel. Yes, the same red engine in Edward's Day Out. And yes, the same red engine that's puffed by Henry in his book. This was Joshua. As for Glyn, he was retired at some point, put in a siding, found by the Earl, and well, Marion, then was owned by the Earl. And for Albert, when he came to Sodor, a couple of days after I was putting the siding, he did shout at me for leaving the shed without telling him. However, on to Albert. Again, well, he had a happy life on the Furnace Railway. In his later years, he was retired to run a passenger engine compared to a mixed traffic engine. Eventually, the technology got so much better that he got sold. But he got to choose if he got sold. And, well, he did not get to choose where he went to. But let's just say he was happy with it, where he went to. Alright, Victoria and Helena, this should be the Heritage Railway. That's the Furnace Manager. Oh my, it can't be. Jen! Ow, is that you? Yes, it is, Jenny. Oh, Albert, I've missed you, and I've missed you too, Jenny. So this is where you were when you were sold, when Joshua was being built. Yes, I've been here ever since. I will say, purple looks much better on you than red. Why, thank you. How's George and Jonathan? Oh, George and John, they're doing quite fine. I think they're happy to see Victoria and Helena again. Hello, George. Hello, Victoria. Been a long time, hasn't it? Yes, I'm so glad to be back together again. Me too. Hello, Jonathan. Oh, hello, Helena. Good to be back. Good to see you again, isn't it? Yes, and good to see you again. Albert, Jenny, George, Victoria, Helena, and Jonathan smiled as the sun set.